What's up guys, in this video I like to talk about the switch loop. It's called some switch control statement, something like that. Well, the switch loop is very important, it's kind of different from all the other loops because it does things on its own. Now let's give an example, like say it will print us to enter something, enter a number. Now we'll scan the number. After that, what we'll do is we'll start the switch loop. That is, just write switch here, and like every word loop you have to put the braces and write this. I'll tell you what it'll do, and start the block here. And in this switch has cases. Got it? Case. You just have to write the case, and here you have to write the numbers like 1. Suppose say if you wrote 1, and here the case will start here. You can write whatever you want to write in that case. Like say I want to write I'll just print that I'm in case 1. Okay, wait, I'm in case 1. Now after that, okay, let's leave it like this. This is good. Now write case 2. I'm in case 2. Okay, now write case 3. Alright, case 3. Now at last write the default case. Okay, fine. Alright, now let's try print it. Okay, what will happen? Let's see what will happen. Wait, okay, some problem. Now I'll enter, say I'll enter 1. What the heck? What did it do? When I entered 1, look at here. When I entered 1, it took the 1 and then it went to 1 and printed this, and then it went to 2 and printed this, and then it went to 3 and it printed this, and then it went to default and it printed like I'm in default. What the heck is doing? It went to all the things, I mean like the cases that are present in the switch loop, and it executed each and every one of them. And why is that? Okay, let's check another thing, like give another input. Now give case 2. Oh, when you give case 2, it didn't went to case 1, but it went to case 2, case 3 and default. Now let's give case 3. Okay, the input as 3. Now it went only to the case 3 and default here, but it didn't went to the top 2. Okay, now let's give a different number. Instead of case 1, 2, 3, let's give case 5. Still I'm in default. Now what's happening here is, guys, when you gave a number here, it will take that input as in it will take the input and then it will check for that particular case. Suppose if you give 1 here, it'll check for case 1. If you give 10 here, it'll check for case 10. If you give for something else, it'll check for that first, and then if it is not there, it'll directly go to the default and it'll print that you are in default. Now what will happen is, suppose you gave 1, it took 1, and then at first it printed all these things, right? Because it will take 1, and then after 1 is over, it won't need to check other things, so it will directly go to each and every one that is after the 1. I think you guys got it, because after 1 is done, you have to put a break here. You have to put a break, because if you didn't put a break after executing 1, because we entered 1 here, after executing 1 it will execute the below statements also. But if you give 2, because 1 is not equal to 2, it won't go to 1 but it will go to 2 here. But after completing 2, it will again go for 3 and default, so you have to put break here too. Similarly here too, because if you enter 3, if you give the number as 3, it will not go to 1 and 2. Even if you didn't put the break, it's fine. But after 3, it'll enter all the cases that are below the 3. Got it? So now to do the default, you don't have to put any break, because the default is the last one, and it doesn't matter even if it went to the bottom of the default or whatever, the next of the default, because nothing lies after the default. And the default is used when the case is not present. Like if you give like some other number which are not even a case, like if I gave 4, then it'll tell I'm in default. Default is used for alerting guys that you're doing some mistakes or something like that. You can use it. Now let's check and see what will happen. I'm entering 1 here. It's saying I'm in case 1. That's good. Now what it's doing is, it'll enter to the case 1 and it'll print it. If you didn't put the break, it'll execute all the statements below that case 1 too. So you have to put the break, so it'll break out the loop. And if you enter, suppose say 2, it's telling I'm in case 2. What is happening is, since case 2 is not equal to 1, so it'll not enter case 1 here. It'll come here, oh case 2 is fine, I'll enter it, and then I'm breaking it so it won't execute the case 3 on default. It'll directly come out of the loop, because you want only the case 2 to be executed, right? That's it, that's how you do it. And one final run, I'll give some other integer. Yeah, it's still I'm in default. We're good to go. And this is how the switch loop works. The switch loop is very good. It's kind of used in the menu programs. And this is it for today's tutorial, and I hope